You're all related.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
The opinions expressed in the following programs are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers Cable or Rogers TV.
Hello and thank you for joining AgeFriendly Caledon Conversations, a segment series where we'll be talking about the services and supports connected with AgeFriendly Caledon. I'm your host, Rick Sargent, and our guests today are Emily Quinton, Tourism and Culture Officer with the Town of Caledon, and Juliana Giancota, who is the Project Manager, Community Programs with the Town of Caledon. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. So before we get into talking about some of the events that are coming up in Caledon, Emily, we'll start with you perhaps. Could you give us an idea, in your role as Tourism and Culture Officer for the Town of Caledon, what is it exactly that you do? What are some of the roles that you're responsible for?
I think that Juliana and I probably have similar responses in this sense where we're sort of jack of all trades. But primarily my job is tourism marketing. So telling the story of what there is to do in Caledon, what makes it unique and interesting to come as a day trip or as a weekend destination. I do a lot of work with small businesses in the Caledon area, and I use their stories to promote and kind of showcase seasonally what's going on in the area. I work on events, and I go off-site to sort of tell Caledon's tourism story to outside markets, to the sort of Toronto, GTA, Southern Ontario area.
And how do you do that? Do you use social media to do that, or other means of promotion?
A lot of different types of promotion. So we use social media for a lot of our more regular promotion, and then we also do print marketing. So local newspapers, local magazines, some more Toronto-based publications as well, and then we also have been dabbling a bit in the digital realm, so Google ads and things like that. We've done some radio ads. Yeah, really just trying to see what captures an audience.
Right, and of course you could measure all of that too now with data, right?
Yes.
So you can figure out what works, what doesn't work so well.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it a lot easier to make decisions on an ongoing basis. So
and are you responsible yourself for creating all of the ads, or do you have a team that you work with that does it?
We've got a team. So we have a corporate communications team that I work really closely with, and they're responsible for a lot of the design kind of elements of it, crafting sort of professional messages and things like that. It's all informed by the content that is in the tourism realm, but yeah, they make it polished.
Right. Well, it sounds like you have a great team there. That's good.
Yeah, we do.
So Juliana, we'll move over to you now. So you're a project manager, community projects. So give us an example now of some of the community projects now that you manage.
Yeah, absolutely. So some of the community projects that I've been privileged to be able to manage at the town include our Downtown Bolton Revitalization Task Force and the revitalization plan that goes with it, launching public art within the town of Caledon and other placemaking initiatives. We'll touch on it a little bit later, but supporting and kind of initiating our Culture Days initiative within the town. More recently, launching a Caledon East Revitalization Task Force, really focusing a mixture of the economic development lens of revitalizing our downtowns, supporting our businesses in partnership with our economic development team, but then also working with Emily within the tourism angle to kind of draw folks in through some of these community projects and initiatives, but also at a local level, creating opportunities for residents to be able to get out, enjoy our public spaces, and be able to create very functional and multi-purpose spaces that, for example, aren't just a community center, but sometimes double as a gallery space. So being able to embrace the arts and culture initiatives and individuals that are all within Caledon and bring them more into the spotlight and give them more opportunities.
Doesn't sound like you ladies are busy at all.
No.
I don't know when you have any free time. So you're responsible for both external promotion for the town and also promoting what goes on in the town to our own residents.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Okay, so now let's dig a little deeper now into some of these events that are coming up. So Culture Days, you mentioned, will be held from September 20th to October 13th. What are Culture Days?
Yeah, so Culture Days is a national initiative. So it happens all across Canada during this period, but then each province picks it up too. So Ontario Culture Days then is the same time period, and then municipalities or other individual culture organizations, they can pick it up too. And essentially your focus is to create equitable opportunities and programming. It's meant to be free or pay what you can, so that it reduces barriers for people to participate and just creates an opportunity and a time period annually for each year for people to know, okay, it's the end of September, I have the chance to be able to go and learn something new, experience a new performance program, and really just get out within our community and celebrate all that really Canada has to offer within the arts and culture space.
So a lot of residents, of course, in Caledon are familiar with Caledon Day, which happens in June. Are you also involved in the organization and planning of that event?
No.
You're not. That's not
not
your...
directly, I guess. There are elements of Caledon Day that Juliana has been involved in, and we are part of the broader recreation and culture team, which kind of supports that. But we've got an amazing event team that handles that kind of more local.
Right. Okay. So tell me more now about Visit Caledon and the town's tourism. What is Visit Caledon exactly? It sounds like a very broad term. But
it is, yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of the tourism brand for the town of Caledon. In other destinations, you'll see, explore, insert municipality here or region here. So in the tourism realm, we have destination marketing organizations, which are kind of like the smaller organizations like Visit Caledon. Even though we're not an entity that's separate from the town, it's our mandate to promote our tourism businesses and further their development and advocate on their behalf when it comes to process-related stuff. But from a Visit Caledon standpoint, that is really just all of our messaging that goes out to visitors. So it's the storytelling, it's the map functionality of our website, it's the social media presence that we have, it's the relationship that we have with content creators or influencers, as they're more commonly known as. It's really our mechanism to share the story of what it's like to be in Caledon as both a visitor and a resident.
And of course, one of the challenges that Caledon has is it's such a large area, and we have all of these different hamlets. So I guess trying, from both of your perspectives, trying to make sure that whatever you do is inclusive, and trying to bring Caledon together, I guess, is a bit of a challenge, I guess, sometimes.
It definitely is a challenge from a communications and marketing perspective and from a programming perspective.
Right.
So typically from a Visit Caledon perspective, for example, I really focus on talking about the villages or hamlets that are kind of have more critical mass of businesses in them, like Alton is kind of our arts and culture destination. We have Bolton as our kind of more walkable downtown. We have Palgrave, that's kind of more equine and outdoor conservation area related. They each sort of have their different personalities and I guess clumps of businesses that sort of bring a certain color to them.
Right. So tell me more about Culture Days now. Can you kind of disclose any secrets now in terms of what's being planned for Caledon?
We'll let you in on some.
Okay, all right.
We sure can. So we've got a lot of things planned. We're really excited for, last year we dabbled a little bit in Culture Days, And this year we're going all out. So we're really excited. We have so many different unique programs. And I think to your point, we tried to be really intentional this year of trying to create the opportunity within each of our villages and hamlets to have something going on, whether it's, a heritage walking tour that's self-guided. You can do it on your own. You can download the map feature and be able to take yourself on a walk and experience a little bit of what that history is in that village, whether it's something significantly larger, like our Caledon Creative Arts Festival. We've launched this year, really exciting, the Caledon Studio Tours happening, which is over a weekend. You can visit 18 different studio locations, which is incredible experience, and we have the opportunity to purchase artwork from over 25 different artists. And also we have really unique programming too. We're doing retro roller skating. There's really exciting things happening, and a lot of stuff happening in different villages too. There's an opportunity to visit Bell Fountain and take a workshop. You can head to Palgrave and visit the Palgrave United Community Kitchen and take a workshop there too. So we're really excited to be able to offer a huge suite of programming, all free, to the Caledon residents and visitors too. And just really, our objective essentially is to make Caledon a destination for arts and culture. And this year, I think we're really going to achieve that and take those first steps forward.
Wow, I was going to say, how do you come up with some of these ideas? Do you just sit in a room with a whiteboard and you just have a marker? And
I don't sleep.
I guess not, no.
A lot of it is kind of looking at interesting things that have happened in other communities that were successful,
right.
Seeing what spaces and facilities we have at the town of Caledon that we could utilize to make something from nothing or start from scratch. And we kind of pushed the boundaries of what arts, culture, and heritage have been defined as traditionally at the town, which is fun.
I think we're also able to take risks. We've been taking some creative liberties this year with our programming too, and in the past it's paid off. And so this year we're doing it again, and let's see where it takes us.
Well, it sounds like your superiors are very supportive of what you do, and they obviously have a lot of trust and faith in your abilities. So that speaks volumes.
Yeah, we're really lucky in that sense. We have quite a lot of autonomy and creative liberty, and we like to think that the events and initiatives that we're both involved in do make an impact both in the business community and the resident community as well.
Right. Yeah. And just very quickly before we'll take a quick break here very shortly, but in terms of age groups now, this event is targeted at which age group specifically? Any age group, or if you're younger, older, because this is part of the age-friendly conversation. So even older residents of Caledon can come out and take part in any of these events as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. There's some stuff that maybe, we have a mermaid swim with a live mermaid where you can listen to the Little Mermaid soundtrack. Maybe members of our age-friendly community might not be interested in that, but there's tons of programming that's happening that can relate to anyone of any age, and that's really our goal, is to bring everyone from all across Caledon out to be able to enjoy our arts and culture community.
Right. And again, that event happens from September 20th right through to the 13th of October.
Correct, yeah. So it's quite a long period. So there's something happening almost every day, definitely every weekend. And people can see the whole schedule at caledon.ca/culture days.
And it's a combination of indoor events and outdoor events as well, because that time of the year can be a little bit iffy sometimes. Mother Nature might not always cooperate, but you have a choice, I guess. You can either do indoor or outdoor. So
there's a great mix of things that are indoor, outdoor, virtual, self-guided, guided, on a bus, in your car, on a bike if you so choose.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's great. I mean, there's a little something for everybody, I guess, as the saying goes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Super. That's great. Well, wealth of information, that's for sure, and we certainly look forward to that event coming up for the first time, and the first of many to come, I hope.
Yep.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more with Emily and Juliana talking about tourism and what's happening in the town of Caledon.
Thanks.
Focus better.
Heal better.
Sleep better.
Partner better.
Create better.
Love better.
Breathe better.
Learn better.
Laugh better. Lead better.
Think better. Work better. Friend better. Unwind better.
Happy better.
Everything gets better when you get active.
Hello and thank you for joining Age-Friendly Caledon Conversations once again, a segment series where we're talking about the services and supports connected with Age-Friendly Caledon. I'm your host, Rick Sargent, and our guests today are Emily Quinton, who is the Tourism and Culture Officer with the Town of Caledon, and Juliana Giancotta, the Project Manager, Community Projects with the Town of Caledon. Welcome again to both of you.
Thank you.
So before the break, we talked about some of the things that are coming up here in Caledon, Culture Day specifically. But we want to get into talking about some other things, tourism related as well as arts related. So Emily, I guess back to you for a moment. Talking about some of the awards, for example, that you've won as a team and as a department. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to actually tap in Juliana on most of those. I have won an award for tourism marketing, but I think our most notable ones are some of the community projects that Juliana and the rest of our team have been involved in.
For sure. So we've been really, really excited and privileged to be able to have won some awards related to our downtown Bolton revitalization. So working within our economic development team on revitalizing some of those storefronts downtown, the addition of public art. So within the Economic Development Council of Ontario, we won an award for that project. We've been able to win some awards for our Diwali drone show that happened within our Southfields, Mayfield West Community 2. So that's been really exciting. The introduction of public art has been a really big push within Caledon too. We've been able to win an award when Caledon was designated a Better Cities for Pets community. So we did a really interesting marketing campaign there to experience Caledon through a dog's point of view. So we literally put a GoPro on a dog and brought them all through Caledon and just kind of reinforce. It was very fun. Reinforce the ability that, you know, Caledon is a destination, and it's a destination for not only you yourself, but your pets, and your pets are a community. And, you know, a lot of times we think about our events, and pets are people's children a lot of the time too. And so when we think of events, especially, you know, Caledon Day or the Caledon Creative Arts Festival, we have things for you and your dog too. So we try and take that angle. But it's been really exciting to win some awards for our initiatives and our community projects and our tourism initiatives too, that really put Caledon on the map for the work that we're doing.
I must say that the drone show, I was fortunate enough to be able to take that in.
Awesome.
And that was inspired for sure. Was that somebody in your department that came up with that idea, or?
That was me. Yeah.
Well, okay. I wasn't trying to set you up. I didn't know. So
that's okay. I'm very grateful to our leadership. I really wanted to do it. Caledon introduced a fireworks bylaw ban prohibiting the use of personal fireworks, but we understand that within that community there's a lot of folks that celebrate Diwali, and banning an experience of that celebration of lights is really important. And so we worked together to brainstorm an idea as to how can we do this safely, and we were really successful in the show. We held the show, we themed it to music, and it was incredibly well received. Thousands of people came out. We worked with the Caledon South Asian Association too, and partnered with them. They helped us come up with designs, music, and they were an instrumental partner in making it happen. So we're very grateful for them, and we're doing it again this year, which is so exciting. And we're excited that I think it's going to be even bigger and better. And the opportunity to involve members of our community in that design was really important. So.
And in keeping with the age-friendly concept, I mean, that's an event that anyone of any age can certainly take in, right?
Anyone can come out. And for us, too, it was important to demonstrate that this is something new. We took a bit of a risk, and it actually brought down the amount of folks submitting complaints about fireworks by about 30%. So it actually had demonstrated evidence of it working and was something unique. And I've talked to multiple different municipalities about how we did it and to encourage other people to test it out too. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Very good. Wow. So you touched on the studio tour a little bit in the first half of the program. Can you maybe elaborate a little bit more on that event and how that's going to unfold?
Yeah. Do you want me to take this one?
Yeah.
So we're super excited about this one. This is the first time the town of Caledon has organized a studio tour. There have been others in the Caledon and Headwaters more broadly community that have held studio tours before, but they're pretty resource intensive, and Juliana and I are fortunate in that we have some really strong relationships with a lot of artists and art groups in the community. So we really wanted this to be one of sort of our key events as part of the Culture Days programming. So it's happening the first weekend of the Culture Days festival, so the Saturday and Sunday, and there are artist studios all across the town of Caledon from basically every corner. So there are 18 stops along the tour, and we say over 24 or over 25 artists, but I think it's actually over 30 artists because we are proud to be working with the Alton Mill Art Center, and they've got a lot of resident artists that have studios involved. And we're also proud to be working with the Caledon Public Library. So for those that aren't familiar, the Caledon Public Library has a program called Artful Caledon, where they work with local artists who are interested in having their art showcased in branches. And so they provide hardware for displaying of art. So if you walk into any Caledon Public Library branch today, you can go in and see some local art. And so we've partnered with them to have the Caledon Public Libraries open during the studio tours weekend, so that they are open as a studio, having the artists there so that you can meet and greet. But one of the things we're the most excited about, I think, in terms of the studio tour, is just the variety of artists that answered our call.
I was going to ask you, I mean, art is a pretty broad term.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what type of art are we talking about? Just painters or any type of art?
It's really broad. So visual art, we have fine porcelain pottery, we have wood turning.
Mosaic artists.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's very, and then more like traditional painters. There's a pastel painter, acrylic, multi-medium. I'm trying to think now because I'm sure I'm missing some, but it's so broad, and the beauty of coordinating an event like this is that we sort of have a blank slate.
Right. And as you mentioned, I mean, I think the conventional wisdom is most of the artists in Caledon are all on the west side, but you said that you have maybe close to 30 locations across Caledon. So it's not just the west, clearly, it's all over.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And I think that sort of misconception is one that hopefully with the studio tour we'll kind of debunk. And there are a lot of artists that weren't captured in the studio tour that either weren't able to participate or somehow our call out missed them, and hopefully we get them next year. But yeah, it's incredible the span across Caledon and the different types of studios. Some are private, some are offering hands-on classes and things like that.
So the studio tour is booked for this year.
Yes.
But you do have call-outs, as you mentioned, throughout the year for different things. So obviously you encourage people to just keep their eye out for those, and when they see one, to respond, fill out the form, call, email, whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Our communications team does a really good job of, posting across all platforms. So we do newspaper advertising, do on social media. The town has an e-newsletter that is very helpful in terms of reaching everybody. We use digital signs in all of our rec centers and libraries and things like that. So if there is an open call, hopefully you see it and respond if you're interested.
Right. Okay. So another aspect of tourism is Agri Tourism, and we have craft breweries, of course. So can you maybe expand a bit on that aspect of tourism for us?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm biased, obviously, being the tourism officer, but I think Caledon is such an incredible gem, and our agritourism businesses are a huge reason for that. Mm-hmm. It's a very unique landscape, having the Oak Ridges Moraine, the Greenbelt, the Niagara Escarpment. It creates this incredibly lush area that, you know, people really visit in droves, and the agritourism businesses like the apple orchards and the pumpkin patches, and, you know, hop farms, orchards that also make cider, they farm shops that are, you know, raising their own grass-fed beef and things like that. Those are all part of the story that I think is so fun about Caledon. It's, you connect with the people that are creating the food and the beer that's in your glass and on your plate, and it's a really nice way to engage with a place that you visit.
Right. That's awesome. So lots of things to see and do. And as we talked about, I mean, all of these events are clearly accessible to younger folks and the older generation as well. So we encourage, you know, age-friendly, right?
Yeah.
We encourage, you know, older people, retirees who live in Caledon, to come out and take in some of these events for sure.
Yeah, get out there and, you know, get hands-on with some of our workshops, discover, maybe you had no idea that you had a budding talent for pottery, or or maybe you're a muralist in your second or third career. And I think this is such an exciting way to kind of dabble, and
because they're free. You know, you can try a lot of this. You can, and I think one thing too is that we've been able to partner with amazing organizations that then therefore you can kind of get a taste of what they're doing too. We have heritage organizations, historical societies, PAMA, so the Peel Museums, Peel Archives and Museums.
Right.
You know, we've been able to work with those organizations too for, again, you to try it, you to experience, you to be able to take a peek into just a sliver of what Caledon has to offer, in a way that hopefully isn't intimidating, in a way that, you know, you can just get out there and be able to experience a little bit of it this fall. And it's over a 3.5 week period. You can plan it however you like within your fall calendar.
Right. Okay. Well, Emily, Juliana, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for
having me. You've been a wealth of
you.
information, and we certainly hope people get out and take in some of these events.
yeah,
Perfect.
we'll see you out there.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. Please tune in to our additional age-friendly Caledon Conversation segments airing on Rogers TV and available on YouTube. For more information on these and other programs designed to help Caledon residents age well and in place, please reach out to AgeFriendly Caledon by phoning 311, emailing adult55@caledon.ca, or visiting our website at www.caledon.ca/adult55. There you can sign up for our monthly e-newsletter to keep yourself connected with news, events, and more. Here we go.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Today, I helped a parent feed their family by connecting them to a food program.
Today, I helped someone connect with mental health supports.
Today, I helped a couple struggling to pay their bills access financial aid.